Hello everyone, we are live here at Great Southern Bank Arena for the first game for the Nixa Eagles in the 2025 Blue and Gold. They're taking on the Fairgrove Eagles. I'm Brady Richard alongside my partner Evan Brett. Evan, I'm very excited for this Blue and Gold tournament this year.
I am as well. You know, a tough loss last week against Lee Summit. But honestly, that can be better. You know, when you're on that hot streak, sometimes you can kind of take your foot off the gas against some of these, you know, weaker teams in the beginning of the bracket. And that's what we saw last year, I believe. They kind of took their foot off the gas, which caused them to lose. And was it the first?
Yeah, the Bolivar, yeah.
Yeah, the Bolivar in the first round. But I believe losing that game might have lit a fire under them. Because talking to Owen Seitz after that game and talking to Blancett, I don't believe anyone out here is 6'2". They're going to have a real size advantage. I believe they're going to be running a lot of zone, so they're going to try to space this out. In their practice this morning, they kind of practiced spacing it out, getting someone in the middle, working the zone around. But yeah, exactly as you said, they're going to have their hands full. But someone who really got going was Mathan Ajayi. That dude off the bench was amazing. Yeah. I mean, his defensive impact and offense got his first varsity points. I mean, he was incredible. Yeah,
Ajayi, the junior, came into the game in the third quarter last week. And he came in and played the whole second half, including some in overtime. So definitely a great addition off the bench, and it served very well for the Eagles. Right now, I believe we are just audio only, just a heads up. After the game, if you want to go back and rewatch the film or, you know, just instead of just listening, watch the game, whatever you may wish, you will be able to do that after the game ends. But, yeah, back to Ajayi. He definitely did good in the minutes he did get, but someone that, you know, had just been on fire this season is Adam McKnight. He's talked to him this morning, 63 points away from hitting 1,000 in his Nixa high school career. So definitely he's going to be chasing that this tournament. I think he could easily hit it in the next 3 or 4 games.
I mean, he said tonight.
Yeah, 63 points. I don't know. You're going to have to hit a lot of threes. But definitely a guy that, you know, has another reason to get going, being so close to that milestone.
Exactly. You know, we talked about a lot before the season, the absence of Jace Combs. You know, they ran their offense a lot through him last year. But so far, he's really been the person to step up. He's averaging well over 20.
27, I believe.
That's amazing. I mean, just having that elite just presence down low. He's very physical. He's not afraid to get in there. But something we've seen these past couple games is a lot of the scorings come from the 4 main guys. Randy, Ty, Colt, and Adam. They run a lot of their pick and roll.
We did see some Owen Seitz last game. We did see
some Owen Seitz, which is huge. We'll get to him in a second. But they like to run their offense with the high-low action and then occasionally kicking it out once they establish their presence down low and then getting those threes up. But now that Owen Seitz has gotten going, maybe that 3 ball's fallen. I mean, that's his game. You saw it, those step-back threes, a very shifty player, great off the dribble. And if we can get him going in this game, I mean, he's almost unstoppable.
And you look at him during the summer with his – and I mean, that's just every day for him. But, you know, slow start to the season for sure. But, you know, we saw a couple go in, just build that confidence over and over. And that's something you want a player like him playing at a high level, especially at his peak, how talented he can be. So tip-off in just under a minute. We'll have starting lineups. And then this game will be underway. The 2025 Blue and Gold first round starts in just a second. What do you mean? Guard is 6'1", senior number 2, Randy Flint. Guard is 6'4", senior number 12, Alton McCoy. Just talking about the crowd. Guard is 6'3", senior number 13, Ty Kellis. And forward is 6'4", junior number 21, Adam McKnight. Tip-off just underway here for the first round of the 2025 Blue and Gold here at Great Southern Bank Arena. Colt McCoy is perfect on jump balls this season. He is the jump man for Nixa. Wins this one as well, and the Eagles will start with the ball. Owen Seitz at the point.
As you see, Fairgrove drifting in the zone. Looks like a 2-3. And
there's a lob for Colt McCoy, and that was very easy for the Eagles. Short corner was left wide open for Colt McCoy, and he was able to just finish that one.
It seemed like everyone just looked at the ball, and no one looked backside, no one was talking.
Open three for Grant Fuller. The senior hits his first shot of the day.
And that's something that killed the Eagles last game, those three-pointers. I mean, 10 in the first half. I mean, you eliminate that. And
Kellis hit a three-pointer from the college basketball line. Deep three for Kellis. And I think Seitz might be bleeding. Nose. Yeah, bloody nose.
But like I was saying with the three-pointers, you know, if you cut that in half, you know, it's a completely different ball game. And if they're going to really need to get into these shooters if they start knocking them down again.
McCoy guarding Baxter at the top of the key. He picks up his dribble. Loose ball on the ground. It was off Smith, and it's going to stay Fairgrove basketball on the far sideline. Passing it in will be Blake Baxter.
Just looking at the matchups, just everyone looks so much bigger on the Nixa side. Oh, Colt guarding someone definitely he's not used to. He's been used to like those bigger matchups like last game. Guarded the 6, is he 6'11", 6'10"? I mean, just very different matchup for McCoy. Interesting to see how he'll handle it.
Another deep three off the mark from Grant Fuller, brought down by Flint. Flint up the court to Kellis, throws the lob to McKnight, and he finishes at the hole. Eagles, 2 lobs already in this game. Here's Baxter, guarded by McCoy. Deep three-pointer from Baxter is off and brought down by Flint once again. Flint moves in transition, tries to throw it up to Kellis, and it's going to be off his fingertips, heading back Fairgrove's way.
With this Fairgrove offense not having a lot of size, they're really looking to swing the ball around, do some off-ball screens, just trying to get that 3-ball going.
Nixa brought on a press, and McCoy causes the ball to go out of bounds. It'll stay Fairgrove basketball. Fuller brings it down. Giving a Shirts over. Another three-pointer is good for Fairgrove. They've shot only three-pointers this game, made 2 of them so far.
I mean, it's working. Running a lot of off-ball screens. Like I said, they're running double screens, just bag screens. They're trying to get just all their shooters open.
McCoy dishes inside to McKnight. McKnight through the contact, fades away, puts up a shot, won't go. Rebounded by Fuller. And I think they're going to call him out of bounds. It'll be Fairgrove basketball. I think they called Nixa out of bounds there.
That's something they're going to want to go to a lot with their size advantage. They're going to run a lot of high-low, maybe some pick-and-roll action.
Stolen by Kellis in the backcourt, going inside. Picks up his dribble and travels under the rim. I think he wanted a foul call. He will not get it. You know, Nixa generating these turnovers, causing missed shots, but need to convert those opportunities like that one. Full court pass. Flint tips it away and steals it, going back towards the other side. Swings to the corner. Kellis, three-pointer. Rattles out. Rebounded McKnight under the basket through the contact. Throws up a shot. Heading to the line to shoot two now, Adam McKnight.
That Eagles press has kind of been their bread and butter all season. It always generates turnovers. They're very great on the ball, just creating a lot of pressure.
McKnight has been better from the free throw line, and there's on cue, hits his first one. Second one is good as well. Press brought on, stolen away by Smith. Smith tried to swing it over to Kellis, and it will be out of bounds over near the cheerleaders.
So far,
there's another turnover off a steal.
So far, Nixa generating a lot of turnovers, but not being able to capitalize so far. You know, just kind of speeding things up a little bit. They need to slow it down and play at their own pace.
Coming off the screen, Fuller swings it around. Driving inside, and it's blocked by McCoy, sent out of bounds, and I think that's why they've been opting for so many behind the arc shots. You go in on these Eagles, and McCoy's kind of just there.
I mean, McCoy, very athletic. You know, looked like he might have had him beat, but was able to use that size, reach, and just athletic ability to get up there.
And even if he doesn't even go for the block there, just his presence inside is definitely going to scare them out. 5-second call on Fairgrove, trying to pass the ball in. It'll be a turnover, Nixa basketball.
You know, if this Fairgrove offense, and you can't just rely on threes. If you're not able to get to the basket, you can't win games. That's where you really win games, is with that inside, that physicality, and not having that size is a real deficit.
Swung over to Smith. Smith, three-pointer bullseye from the near corner. Braylon Smith with his first three today. Coming off the bench for Seitz and gets active on defense and forces a turnover off Jacob Schertz. Braylon Smith getting active here for the Eagles.
I mean, that's been a story for the Eagles this season. Somebody off the bench is coming to make plays. You saw it in the tournament with Logan Presson, saw it against Lee Summit with Matt, and now today it's just been Braylon.
McCoy going inside, fouled, going up for a shot, heading to the free throw line now is Colt McCoy. McCoy from the free throw line is shooting 56%. Definitely not ideal from the free throw line. First one is left short.
And that's definitely something that killed them against Lee Summit. You know, a lot of missed free throws. Free throws win games. You saw at the end of the game, Lee Summit was able to hit them and Nixa wasn't. And I mean, when it was tied in the fourth quarter, sending it to overtime, just one free throw made for the Eagles would have won the game.
Seitz back at the scorer's table. McCoy goes 0 for 2 from the line. Rebounded by Fairgrove. Easton Highfill swings it up top, and it's back in the hands of Grant Fuller. Fuller. Now Baxter. But the moves on Flint, kicks it back out. You know, just kind of a stagnant offense. They don't have any dribble drive because they're in fear of the size inside from Nixa, so it's a lot of just running around the arc, and they can't get anything open, no penetration.
Exactly. They're kind of running a 4-out, 1-in, maybe a little bit of 5-out. You know, not having that big presence down low, it really doesn't make the Eagles fear you at all. They're just going to get into you, not really have to worry about help side.
You know, though, that 4-out, 1-in doesn't really work if you don't get it inside, though, you know what I mean? So I'd like to see them try to work it inside more, maybe drive in, kick it out. We know they can hit the threes. We've watched them, so.
Just going to have to play a lot more aggressive.
Coming in is Presson and Seitz for McCoy and Kellis.
Definitely not afraid of their size matchups. As you see, they take out two of their tallest players.
Flint throws it up for McKnight. McKnight guarded at the three-point line. Going into his man, step back three. He hits the ground. Seitz in the corner. Can't hit. Rebound inside by Presson. Presson, offensive putback. And there, I mean, not the biggest guy down there, but getting involved on the offensive rebounds.
That's definitely something we've seen with the offensive rebounding. That's definitely been something the Eagles have been great at. You watch all these guards just kind of crash the boards, and that's something Fairgrove has not been doing.
Flint soaring through the air and kissing it off the glass for 2.
Flint just so athletic. You saw last week with that insane three-point block, and right there just kind of flows through the air.
Three-pointer no good. Rebounded by Smith. Smith swings to the corner. Preston, three-pointer. Off the mark. Smith in there rebounding. Seitz tries a 3, far wing off the mark. And McKnight, hungry for boards, gets fouled after the offensive rebound.
And those second chance points are starting to take effect. And as you saw, they started getting those turnovers, just not being able to finish at the rim, but now they're starting to heat up.
Timeout called by the Eagles. Or the Fairgrove Eagles, excuse me. They're both the Eagles. And we'll be back in just a short moment. Back now after the Fairgrove timeout. It's McKnight at the free throw line, 2 for 2 from the line so far today. Eagles lead 16-6, 2:41 left in the first. Knight's first free throw, toilet bowl zone. Second free throw from McKnight's off the back iron, but Preston is inside again. Aggressive offensive rebounding from Preston. Liddell swings it back his way. Liddell steps in, kicks out. Seitz driving inside, hop steps through the lane. Left hand left it short. Fought for under the basket now and finally brought down by Fuller. High fill in the open court. Pick up through the lane and blocked by Smith. They're going to call a foul on him, I believe. We'll see who it's officially on. Yes, it is on Braylon Smith.
If you watch Fairgrove, they're a little skittish. The Eagles definitely speed him up a little bit more than they want to. As you saw, he had 2 people open, but decided to go down. Got the foul, obviously. But that's definitely something that they're going to need to look for. That dribble drive, just not being afraid of the size down low for the Eagles.
Easton Highfill at the line, misses the first one. Makes the second free throw, 1 for 2 from the line. Cuts the lead to 11.
That's their first points. They haven't been threes. Just really exclusively getting their points from the three-point line.
Seitz gives it to McCoy inside. McCoy, a little bit of miscommunication with Preston. Now driving inside, soaring through the air, and finally gets one to fall. Seitz, aggressive there, rewards 2 points for Nixa. Good passing from the Eagles. Now kicked out, Highfill, three-pointer. Left it short, fought for by McCoy, and the Eagles heading the other way. Liddell swings to the corner, Preston, far corner, 3, it's good. He is hurting. Preston limping on defense now. Ajayi heads to the scores table. And the official calls an injury timeout.
I think he landed on his foot.
Yeah. He limping off the court. We'll hope he's okay. Ajayi in the game now for the Eagles. We've said it was a very big piece in the Lee Summit game. Here he is guarding Gavin Strong. Swung to the wing. Smith.
Ajayi just has very long arms. He can get his hands on those loose balls and those just tip passes.
Highfill, good hook pass inside, and McCoy smothers Logan Wilson down low. He will lose the ball, and it's Smith in transition. Hop steps through the lane, floats, just rolls it out. It's kind of an unlucky shot for Braylon Smith. I mean, good touch, just can't get it to fall.
Exactly. He's very good off the dribble. You saw a good look, but just couldn't get it to fall.
Sights, three-pointer, no good again. Colt McCoy under the basket and forces his will for the rebound and the bucket after.
Something we're definitely seeing right now is a smaller lineup for the Eagles. You know, not used to having this much of a size advantage. You know, they've had similar ones in the past, but, I mean, everyone on the floor for the Eagles is, I mean, 6 foot and below besides Colt McCoy.
And, I mean, they are just smothering Fairgrove. Here they are again. They get to break the press this time, but they are trapping everything, it seems the Eagles are. Puts up a shot, short, fighting for the offensive rebound, and it'll stay Fairgrove basketball under the basket.
You're exactly right. They're trapping everything they can. They definitely have a smaller lineup to get those smaller guards who can get around the floor a lot faster, definitely get their hands in there and just force turnovers.
Inbounding is Grant Fuller into the corner, Highfill. Swings it out for Fuller. Fuller takes the screen. McCoy switches on, poked away by Liddell, and Liddell will not get the shot off. I don't think he was aware how much time was left. But after 1 quarter of action, the Nixa Eagles lead the Fairgrove Eagles 26-7. And we'll be back in just a short moment for second quarter action. Second quarter of the first round of the 2025 Blue and Gold in just a moment. Nixa leads Fairgrove 26-7 after 1. Eagles start coming out with the starting 5 for the second quarter. Story of the game for them has definitely been pressure they've been able to create with the turnovers, and then leads to easy buckets. They saw them miss on those opportunities early in the game, but now they've started capitalizing.
Exactly. Definitely switched to a smaller lineup, trying to get those guards in there on these Fairgrove Eagles, and definitely worked. They started capitalizing. You saw they missed a lot of layups, just kind of maybe just playing a little too fast, getting those turnovers, but they definitely cleaned that up.
Fuller working on sides, dishes it low. McKnight on defense, but Colton Clinworth is able to finish at the rim. And that's swung up to Kellis.
And that's something they haven't been able to do all game, which has really hurt them. They're running a 4-out, 1-in, but they haven't been able to get it in. And that's just made their offense very stagnant.
There, another turnover force. Driving in, kicks it out, Highfill. Pump fake, tries the 3, won't go. Fought 4 under the basket, and still in play somehow. Great save from Fairgrove right there. I can see exactly who it was. I think it was a mix of Highfill and Clinworth. But there, saves it and gets the easy 2. Up to 11 now.
Looks like the Eagles are going to be rotating Colt McCoy down for dunker spots, trying to get them to kind of forget about him in that zone.
McKnight feeds it to the corner, inside McCoy, and no backside help. I mean, he was wide open on the spin move there for an easy score.
And that's something we saw earlier with the backside lobs. I mean, I believe their first 2 points were just strictly off lobs. If they don't get in this backside help, you've seen a lot with Ty Kellis. He'll cut backside that baseline. That's kind of been something he's been exploiting all year.
Highfill drives in on Sights, and Sights gets called for a foul.
Something we're seeing. Fairgrove is starting to kind of push it in, being a little more aggressive. You saw they just kind of swing it around and then either throw a turnover or just have another just empty possession. But you're seeing they're playing a little bit more aggressive and attacking off the dribble.
Fuller fadeaway jumper just rims out. McKnight moving in transition. Slows it down behind the back, driving inside, using his size, and will lose possession near the free throw line. Knight turns it over, and it's Fairgrove now in the half court. Guarded by Kellis. Kellis lets him drive in, puts up the teardrop right in.
As you see there, just Fairgrove definitely playing more aggressive, playing with a little more heart. They were hanging their heads a little bit when they were getting down big to the Eagles in the first quarter. But now they're playing a little more aggressive, just getting in there, attacking up the dribble, and it's definitely helped a lot.
McCoy misses the shot there. It's Fairgrove on the rebound. McKnight bringing on the pressure. Swung around to Shirts, and now a three-pointer attempt is rebounded by McKnight. That was Easton Highfill from behind the arc. Flint steps back, swings to Seitz. Fed inside McKnight, fakes it, fades away, and just short on the jumper. Here is Fuller, guarded by Flint. Highfill swings it back. Fuller and Flint's face won't go.
It almost seems like Fairgrove's trying to get it all back at once. You know, 2 deep three-pointers might not be what you want. You know, the attacking up the dribble was working, getting that offense going a little bit, working the Eagles around, but just 2 back-to-back possessions of just shot-chucking threes might not be the move.
McCoy with the three-point play opportunity. Misses the free throw, and offensive rebound for Kellis. Swings it back his way from the corner, no good. McKnight gets the rebound, driving inside through the contact. Finishes, no foul called. An awful lot of contact there, down low. Here, that was a great pass inside to Shirts. Swung across. Now McKnight rises up and blocks it. McCoy tried on the rebuttal and won't go, or won't get the block.
Fairgrove already scored as many points, actually more than they did in that entire first quarter.
Yeah.
And it's just definitely because they've been getting it in down low more. You know, the Eagles could kind of just weren't worried about it at all. They wouldn't have to help. It's a size advantage, but now they're starting to play more aggressive, get the ball inside, and it's definitely starting to work.
You know, one-handed passes whenever me and you used to play basketball all 7th through 9th grade. That's one thing I remember being told. Don't try that one-hand pass full court unless you know you can absolutely make it in there. Tries it and it just goes right out of bounds.
I remember Coach Corey making us run because we kept doing it in practice. They definitely preach it. Just do not do it because it's a very inaccurate pass. When it does work, yeah, it's fast, it gets there, but it's very, very low percentage.
Now in the half court, I think it can work very well, but, you know, especially going baseline, no one can get to it. But full court like that, definitely a hard pass. McKnight, not fooled on the pump fake, forces the miss out of the Eagles now. No look pass from Smith. Beautiful delivery to Ty Kellis for the open layup.
And the Eagles love playing in transition. Fairgrove definitely going to have to try to get back. Did you see a foul there?
I mean, I think McCoy just a lot bigger than him. He kind of just bounced off of him.
I mean, there's not much you can do there if you're Colt.
Yeah.
But the Eagles definitely like to play in transition. They try to make their opponent have to get back, tire them out. And that's something that they've done a great job of with Coach Blanchett, definitely leading to the bench, getting those guys in, getting rests, and then going back into that press when they get that smaller lineup in because they're able to force turnovers to get into ball carriers.
Good defense from Braylon Smith. Kicks it out for Shirts in the corner strong. Kicks it back out for Fuller. A little bit tripped over himself a bit near the half court. See here, just kind of working it around the arc and then shoots a fadeaway at the buzzer. And it will be a turnover, Eagles basketball there. Another thing We forgot to mention shot clock in the blue and gold this year, 35 seconds. And there it forces a bad shot out of Fairgrove. And I mean, kind of just working around that arc, don't get anything, and then that's what you're going to get.
I mean, they got to work the ball, like what we've been saying, just inside a lot more. They've just been kind of, they went away from it. They're starting to swing it around again. I mean, without their big men down low, it's just very stagnant offense.
Poked away by Flint now, moving up the court. Reverse layup for Flint. Able to hook it in over Shirts. And that'll be a timeout called on the floor. I mean, that's a hard shot, but for a guy like Flint with those long arms, he can easily scoop it under the basket and hook it in there through the defense.
You know, I mean, like you said, with those long arms, not just good for offense, but defensively. I mean, he can get his hands on every loose ball. He's very fast and quick. He's got a quick first step. I think it surprises a lot of people just seeing he can react that quickly and get those steals like you saw in that last play. Just took it from him.
Grady Oaf comes in for the Nixa Eagles. Played a little bit in the Bentonville game. Here he is making his blue and gold debut. High Phil bringing it down, gives it to Strong. Suffocating defense from Oaf. Strong, nowhere to go, finds High Phil. Beautiful pass inside and rejected by Adam McKnight. Sends that one almost in the stands. Oh my goodness.
And that's why they've been a little bit scared of these Nixa big men. Both very athletic, very long. As you saw there, just Adam chucked it into the rafters.
Fairgrove pass it in. High Phil, another good pass inside, and hesitation from Logan Wilson, I think, caused that miss. If you just go straight up, maybe it's fouled by Oaf.
Maybe a little bit scared from what happened to him last time with McKnight throwing the ball. He's definitely a little bit of a hesitation there, and you can't have that.
Liddell bringing it down. Looks like a 3-2 now out of Fairgrove. Swung to the corner. Smith dumps it off for Oaf inside, and Oaf will get an easy layup there. And I mean, the dribble drive penetration. Smith goes inside off the pump fake, forces the help to come over as Baxter falls out of bounds, but forces the help to come over, and it leads Oaf wide open backside.
That's something that they've excelled at a lot this season. Just dribble driving off that baseline opens up that zone a lot because they played a zone a lot this season because of the presence of McKnight and Colt. They just dribble drive down that baseline, get a couple people to just turn their heads, and someone comes down that backside, and it's an easy pass.
Oaf, corner three, bullseye. Grady Oaf from the corner. 2 shots, 2 buckets for Oaf so far in this game.
With the Eagles' big lead, makes leaning to the bench a lot more, just trying to see what these guys have.
Cameron Miller in the game as well for Nixa. Here, stolen away by Braylon Smith. Hop step through the lane, and one kisses it off the glass. He's going to head to the free throw line for the 3-point play. Nixa now leads 49-15 with 43.5 seconds left in the second quarter. Just been so dominant so far today.
Done a great job on defense, getting those turnovers and playing through those fast breaks, something we definitely saw in that Rogers tournament. They did a great job that first game. I believe it was 17 steals. I mean, that's almost unheard of, just playing strictly through that fast break.
Oaf, another 3, left short. Smith on the rebound. Good pass inside. Liddell floats it up and in. They have now passed 50 in the first half, on pace for over 100 right now.
I mean, Braylon, just an amazing playmaker. Has that pass IQ, can just see people on the floor that maybe just even the defense doesn't see or other players don't see. I mean, incredible passing.
Stout defense from Liddell. Walls up there, forces the travel out of High Phil. .12 seconds left on the clock. Braylon Smith bringing the ball down for the Eagles. Swung to Liddell. Liddell feeds it in for Miller. Lost control. Tries the mid-range, and he will hit the shot. buzzer sounds, and that is the end of the first half. The Eagles, or the Nixa Eagles, lead the Fairgrove Eagles 53-15 in the first round of the 2025 Blue and Gold. The winner of this game will face Stratford.
I think so, yeah.
I believe them and Stockton played in the first round, and I believe Stratford won that one. So right now, the Eagles, or Nixa Eagles, in full control of Fairgrove. Second half action just underway. We'll be back after this short halftime break. Back from the halftime break, just around 20 seconds until the second half of the first round of the 2025 Blue and Gold gets going here at Great Southern Bank Arena. If you're just now joining, I'm Brady Richard alongside my partner Evan Brett, and it has been all Nixa so far in this game.
Exactly. They've been doing a great job of playing through just at that speed that they want, playing fast, getting out in transition. They've definitely been imposing their will on the inside, but definitely been able to knock down some shots on the outside.
You know, you look around scoring, it's kind of just been everyone putting up points, not one guy leading the scoring. It's been a very team-oriented game here for the Nixa Eagles. Meanwhile, Fairgrove just not able to get anything going besides from behind the arc. They had a couple inside buckets, but that was in transition, the half court, and very stagnant.
And their offense was definitely at their best when they started attacking off the dribble and playing aggressive, but the moment they just start swinging that ball around and just playing stagnant, and they can't score.
Seitz connects from behind the arc to get his first three of the ball game.
And that's someone you want to get going. You know, missed a few, good shots, just couldn't get them to fall. But if he can get his confidence going in this half and start, building on for these next couple games, that'll be huge.
Inside dish, poked away, stolen by McKnight. McKnight going in transition. Good move inside, and nice touch off the backboard for the easy two there. So those dribble pickups become a lot smoother for Adam McKnight this year. Watching him do a lot of them so far this season.
Definitely worked on his game a lot in the offseason. You see that three-point jumper getting going. He's gotten a little bit better from that free throw line, definitely, but also off the dribble, he's just been very dangerous.
Flint active hands, pokes the ball away.
Something the Eagles definitely have on Fairgrove, they're definitely more athletic. Fairgrove not being able to get out in transition and just play fast, they kind of just, they pass the ball around, as you saw right there, they just chuck up a shot and pray it goes in.
Highville, no good on the deep three. They get the offensive rebound, however. Swung to the corner, good pump fake there, pulls up off the mark, but even there, gets the pump fake. A lot easier shot for Jacob Schertz, the junior, but was unable to hit there. Flint at the point now, bringing the ball down for the Eagles. Fed in for McKnight. On the near wing, Kellis bounces inside. It's McCoy. McCoy, good bounce pass corner. Seitz through with the defender coming towards him, is able to hit the three.
Here he goes. Like we said last game, he sees one fall, he's going to keep shooting them. And now that they're starting to fall, we could see just start going crazy, maybe getting that confidence back, going for those step-back threes again.
Highfill, another deep three. A lot of deep threes from him today. Only seen a couple go in. Kellis off the bounce pass. Seitz brings it back out to the corner. McCoy likes that spin move. That's what he goes to. It's McKnight under the basket and gets the easy putback. And, there it's the two of Nixa Eagles fighting for the rebound, and they clashed with each other. No Fairgrove Eagles even under there.
Both are just very physical players, but chase those offensive rebounds. And like you said, they just kind of stand there.
Highfill finally gets one to go from way beyond the arc.
Highfield trying to play kind of hero basketball. Just whenever he gets the ball, he's chucking up a shot.
Flint, skip pass, Seitz, just off the mark, fought around, and it'll be Fairgrove basketball. Say it went out of bounds. Seitz has 8 points in this game so far.
He's gotten going the second half. Something that got him going was being very aggressive on that inside. He attack off the dribble, get those layups going. That's what he said got his confidence up. He's like, okay, let me see what I can do. Started doing, those crazy moves that got him wide open. That guy couldn't guard him in the Lee Summit. And hopefully we'll see some of that during this game.
Here he is with the ball. Brings it back out, bounces it to Flint, top of the key. To the corner, Kellis unloads. McKnight gets the rebound, goes into his man, and block called under the basket. McKnight will head to the charity stripe. First free throw good. Second one as well. Very efficient today from the line for Mr. Adam McKnight.
And that's something Blancett's been preaching in practice. We saw before he left the game, making him shoot free throws. It's been his weak point all his high school career. And hopefully he can finally start to get it going. Just something he needs to keep working on in practice.
Official timeout, all new unit coming in for the Nixa Eagles. So that might be the last time we see the starters take the floor tonight. Very dominant performance. They leave the game 65-20 halfway through the third.
They're going to try to see what they have in this bench, try to get people some confidence. You know, they're going to give their starters a rest for these next couple games so that they hopefully can, win the tournament.
Miller, corner three, Smith, too strong, and Highfill with the defensive rebound. Highfill brings it back out, swung to Fuller. A corner, now attacking, kicks out Highfill. Tried to swing it inside for Wilson, or Klindworth, excuse me. And it's off the hands of Ajayi. Timeout called by the Fairgrove Eagles. And we'll be back after a short break. Highfill, the trigger man for Fairgrove. Up top near the logo. And back in the hands of Highfill.
Something we haven't seen from Fairgrove. Going two big men inside, as you see, this keeps chucking up shots.
Highfill, no good from way beyond the arc. Here's Ajayi, cross-court pass, finds Presson. Presson three-pointer off the back iron and tipped away. In Fairgrove in transition now, Wilson jump stops, misses the transition layup. And here are the Eagles now. Nixa swings to the corner. It's Presson. Once again, can't hit. Offensive rebound, Miller. Miller, mid-range jumper is pure.
Eagles definitely have the athleticism advantage you saw there. Looked like it should have been an easy layup, but Cam just sprinted as fast as he could to get back on defense and force, a tougher shot.
Liddell bringing the ball up. Miller, three-pointer, short, and it's Fairgrove going the other way. Try another three-pointer and won't go. Liddell tries to throw a alley-oop to Logan Presson. It's off the rim, fought around under, and I mean, for Fairgrove, you just can't have that. There is 4 Nixa players under the basket and 1 Fairgrove player.
They just started to hang their head a little bit. They're just not giving as much effort as they need. Down big, they're just kind of hanging their head.
There, the long arms of Ajayi get in the way of that pass, and it's Smith in transition for the easy layup.
And that's definitely a strong suit. Getting those long arms out there, he definitely knows, his great perception on the ball. You see they're just able to get his arms out there and get that steal.
Fed inside, swung around the arc now. Corner three, Klindworth is too strong. And foul called after the rebound. See what's on. It's on Fairgrove, Easton Highfill. Or Logan Wilson, excuse me. Minute 40 left in the third quarter. Nixa leads 71-20. Cross court press in, swings up top. Liddell tries a three. Just off the mark and hauled in by Hayden Talbot. Stolen away though by Nixa. Liddell crosses the timeline.
Fairgrove just hasn't been able to pass that ball around very well. Not working it inside, just being very stagnant.
Presson, no good on the three again. Miller inside, good offensive rebounding, puts it back up off the glass. And like we talked about a little bit earlier, Nixa will play Stratford in the second round early tomorrow. Be the first game of the day here in Great Southern Bank Arena. But, you know, something that Fairgrove lacks that Nixa's going to have to deal with is size. Lots of big, or I shouldn't say lots, one very big guy on Stratford is number 35. Really an all-around player that could get it done for them. Did a majority of their scoring.
Exactly. He seemed to play a lot like Kevin Durant. You know, getting off that dribble, getting those mid-ranges. He just kind of, he get a screen, go off that dribble, and then he's so tall, as those long arms, he can shoot that ball. It's just so hard to defend.
For sure. Here is Fairgrove on the other end. Wilson puts up a shot and foul called. Excuse me. Me and Evan were consulting here. I was thinking of the wrong team. It came down to the wire, though. It was Stockton and Stratford. They played in the first round. And Stratford got a steal to win. I was thinking of the wrong guy, though. It was Jax Baxter. He's on Stockton. He's 6'6". Was really an all-around player. Here's Miller to Presson, who's all the way down the court. Wide open layup for Logan Presson. Clock winding down. Try a half court from Highfill, and it's just short. But we'll talk about Stratford coming up in the fourth quarter. That's my mistake. That tall Jax Baxter is on Stockton, who fell to Stratford. Lots of Eagles checking in for the fourth quarter, and we'll be back in just a moment. Back for the fourth quarter here in the first round of the 2025 Blue and Gold. Nixa with a whole lot of young players in the game. 3 freshmen and Oaf, who's a junior, and one more, Spencer Rennie. So some younger guys here showcasing their skills for Nixa. Oaf gets on the deck, good hustle by Oaf. But back to what we were saying, Stratford won. Still some size on Stratford, but the guy you want to look for is number 3, JT Mullins. Definitely a guy that can score 3 levels, guard for Stratford, that Nixa is going to have their hands full with, not a guy that you can take lightly. And
they can go with a similar formula to what they've done with these, you know, those one-dimensional offenses that run through, like something like Tyson Poe guy. Throw Owen sides down and put him into his chest. And when they did that, they definitely were a little bit more stagnant. You know, they just kind of swing the ball around, just similar to what the Fairgrove Eagles are doing right now. It's been playing very stagnant, not being able to get the ball inside, and that could be a great formula for the Eagles.
Good defense after the turnover from Nixa. Highfill, corner 3, around the rim and off, and it's just not been his day today. from beyond the arc. Driving inside, kicks out. Peyton Cook tries a three and hits from the corner.
Just trying to get these, the people that don't get a lot of playing time, these younger guys, just some experience. It's great to see him hitting a three.
Oath gets the steal and transition. Wide open left-hand layup for Grady Oath.
And the Eagles up big, but they're not taking their foot up the gas. Still pouring it on, 82-20.
Still with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Wilson, mid-range jumper is good, and it's the first time in a while that Fairgrove has gotten onto the scoreboard. Over, another three-point attempt to Strong and Highfill in transition, trying to go for the chase down block, and fouls Highfill in the attempt. He's going to head to the free throw line now. First one rattles out. Oath in transition. Swings to the corner. Cook, second three, won't go. Oath, offensive rebound, puts up a putback attempt, no good. And it's Highfill. Now slowing it down for Fairgrove. Good dish inside. Clinworth can't get it to go down low. Oath swings it up for Rennie. Rennie tries the layup and finishes over Clinworth. Or excuse me, Talbot.
Fairgrove hasn't been doing a great job of getting back on defense. We saw it earlier with all the starters, and they get into these fast break situations and they just wouldn't get back on defense and be wide open layups every single time.
Stolen away now. Oath with the ball in transition. Here's another open layup.
As you saw right
for
there.
Luttrell.
Same thing, just only one or two people getting back on defense, and Nixa will constantly have the numbers.
And 4 minutes left, turbo clock on. Nixa is just 14 points away from reaching that 100 mark. We'll see what their 5-out is able to do here. Fairgrove swinging around the arc. Driving inside, good take. Throws it up, just can't get the bounce. Clinworth kicks it for Shirts, who can't hit the three. Another good offensive rebound for Colton Clinworth. He's getting active down low now.
Something Nixa Eagles have done a great job today is making them take difficult shots, adjusting their shot just slightly, and sometimes that can just be enough. That can be enough to just throw that shot off and make them miss it.
Another three-point attempt off the mark and brought down by Luttrell. Rennie, good move inside, can't finish with the left hand, but it's going to stay Nixa basketball.
Right there, first time tonight. Seems like everyone's starting to get back on defense. Coach definitely preached it. Making them get back, it's just been killing them all game. I mean, most of the points for the Eagles have come through fast breaks and generating those turnovers.
Rennie throws it right into the defense there. And Oath soars past Shirts, and it's an easy finish for Shirts. Oath feeds it inside. Moving through the lane, kicks for the three. Rennie from the corner. Won't go, and it's Cook on the offensive rebound. Cook back up top. Swung back his way. Far wing. Can't hit that one either.
Eagles again tonight done a great job on the offensive side getting those second chance points.
You know, they've really abused that size advantage they've had, getting it down low, getting those second, third, and even fourth, sometimes 4 chances to get a bucket.
Clinworth offensive rebound there, puts it back up for the bucket. And tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning, very early for these guys, Nixa will play Stratford here in Great Southern Bank Arena again. You can listen here live on YouTube again. We will, me and Evan will be calling the game for that one again, or here live at Great Southern Bank Arena, 9:30 a.m. is when they will play. As this game just starts coming to a close, I mean, I think we said it once, but I'll say it again. Definitely a team effort win here for the Eagles. Just outmatched Fairgrove physically. I mean, kind of just everywhere on the floor. Put it all on display here today.
It's been the more physical team. And that was something I was thinking before the game, walking in, just so many people on the bench. But they've gotten everybody in, really rotated everybody around. Just giving everyone a chance to, you know, have their shot.
Shot clock turned off. And it looks like the Nixa Eagles will begin to just dribble the ball out here. Big win for the Nixa Eagles in the first round of the 2025 Blue and Gold. Last year in the first round, they were knocked out by Bolivar, but here they take care of business and take down the Fairgrove Eagles in the first round, 86-26, a 60-point win for the Nixa Eagles. They take care of business here at Great Southern Bank Arena. Tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. versus Stratford, they will take on Stratford. Let me say that again. I think I just missed that. I was stretching and I was zoned out. Nixa will take on Stratford in Great Southern Bank Arena, 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. You can catch us here on YouTube. You can listen live. Or if you know anyone that might be willing to come to the game here, 9:30 a.m. at Great Southern Bank Arena. But until then, the Eagles beat Fairgrove by 60. Big win for Nixa, and they will start the second round tomorrow morning. We'll see you guys then, and have a great night.